Hi there, and welcome to the Shoe Rainer drawing channel on YouTube. And today I'm going to draw you a robot. And there are various reasons I'm going to do this. One is my very last lesson was about a dice, but it was really about boxes. And this robot I'm going to do as a box as well. And the other reason I'm going to do it is because this week on Space Lab, YouTube/Space Lab, their theme is robots in space. So I thought, well, why not? So I'm going to do this. This is just a box. And if you look at my previous video, I'll show you how to draw boxes. And I'll add this to my Using Boxes playlist as well. Maybe a little bit wider like that. So this will just sort of come up on the front. That needs to be equal there. And then we have a box sitting on top of a box. That's looking not quite right. Kind of like that. And then the other reason is, I think I'll make that a little higher actually. The other reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to turn this design into a t-shirt, and which I thought would be fun. And then also I'm thinking of having a competition with it. So this is February 2012. Don't get excited if you're watching this in 2015. In February 2012, so in about a week's time, I'm going to do a competition based around this, which is going to be quite exciting. So make sure you're subscribed to find out all about that. And then, as I say, I'll do t-shirts as well. Right, this is the head. So we're going to want two kind of lights on at the top there, like that, and some kind of a nose, and make him quite smiley, I think. And then this is just like drawing the dice, you see. If you've seen the dice video, that's like having a 1 on top of a dice. And then we'll turn that into some kind of, police blee-blah kind of thing. Now, if you imagine on the side here, we've got a little bit sticking out, and then we want an oval, a little oval inside it, and then we'll have that as a kind of his ears can be, deep space antenna. What do you call them? Antenna, I think that's what they call. And imagine, and now this is kind of a matchbox shape, isn't it, really? But I mean, imagine it's a dice cube, and you're drawing one of the dots on the side like that. And then that's where your arm will come out from, like that. And then you want another cube on the side there. So this is going to be going kind of like that. Okay? And then this is going to be quite tricky, this bit. Okay, so the two curves like that, and a curve coming around there, and then a curve there, and a curve there, coming around like that. This is very, very tricky. Do 1, 2, and kind of like that, and draw across there. And then we're going to want to do something similar. So if you can imagine a similar circle on the inside of the outside, if you follow what I mean, like that. And of course, this isn't really a kind of a NASA robot at all, is it? But but I thought it would be fun to add a bit of fun to the NASA Space Lab competition. Do you know about that? If you're 14 to 18 and you got a great idea for an experiment that could be done on the Space Lab, well, if you make a video about it and it's good enough and people vote for you and one thing like that, you can have your experiment actually performed in space, which I think is just incredible. I mean, if I was 14 to 18 again, I would be thinking about nothing else. I was mad about space when I was that kind of age. Now, how am I going to do this? Can I have this boot? So we're doing a similar kind of thing. If you imagine, you can see the underneath there, and then you've got these two legs sort of sprouting out from there, really. And then that's going to come down there, and I'm going to have these kind of chunky boots, and then this one will be much more curvy, kind of like that. That's going to be more, there we are, that's got it. I want them to be a kind of a comedy comedy robot. Can I think of a robot joke? No, I can't. Do jokes in robot voices or something. I can't think of a joke now. See if I can think of one. Oh yes, how about I got hang on a minute, hang on. I got an no, I can't think of the word. I want to say automatic. What's that? Portable. I got a portable for Christmas. What sort of portable did you get? I don't know. They only gave me the handle. There you are. That's my space joke. Now, I'm thinking about this being on a t-shirt, so I want to kind of a bit of space in the background, and then maybe I'll do a kind of a planet there, something like that, and some stars and things around the place. Now, how else can I do? I'm going to put robot in a super something like that. And I think we could put some little kind of rivets on to make it look a bit kind of steampunk and a bit old-fashioned. And I wonder whether we could actually turn that into a different shape rather than just a square box like that, and that makes it more interesting. We can have these kind of bits like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this in just to kind of get the feel for it. How are we doing? I'm going to ink this in, and then what I'm going to do actually is I'm probably going to, I don't know, I'm thinking I might just enlarge it slightly, and then I don't know, maybe I'll do it this size. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to trace it in a different kind of I'm going to trace it in a crayon, in a dark grey crayon, and then I'm going to paint it in watercolour and scan that, and then turn that into the t-shirt. So this is a kind of what I'm doing now is really this is the process, isn't it? What I'm doing now is a kind of a finished rough, I suppose, is what I'm kind of doing. And that will go there, and then we want a kind of a tube around it like that, and that will go on the back. Bring this down to the bottom. I might just put a little kind of hint of curve to the edges so it's not quite so sharp, and that will come down there. And this is kind of a screen on the front, and maybe we need some buttons there as well, I don't know. So we put robot in space, like that. And again, we need to think about these eyeballs. I'm going to put a little bit of a rim around the edge there, and bring the and we're going to want the things like that, and I'm just going to draw those stars in fairly roughly like that. There, because as I said, I'm going to trace over the top. Now we need to do this bit, this kind of thumb section, and then that will then come around there. And some of you may be watching this because I've told you to come back and watch it for the competition. Okay, so I hope you're watching, and if you haven't, then while it's live I'll put a link on here so you can find out what the competition is all about. I'll put a link up here somewhere so you can find out. And what do we need? Now we need to do these kind of curvy, kind of bendy tubes, aren't they, really, like that? And then the feet will come like that, and then zigzag, zigzag And then maybe we'll have shoelaces, just to make it a bit silly. And I've drawn several of these as a kind of a rough while I was practicing for this video, and I suddenly got rather fond of them, and I'm wondering whether there's something more to do with robots in space. I don't know whether there's a... They always phone in the middle of a video. I should have it turned off, shouldn't I? And so I'm just going to curve around there, and that will kind of curve around there, and that is going to be my kind of t-shirt design. Now I'm going to do the rest of this in speed mode. Well, I've put this on my light table and I'm now drawing in with crayon, but do you know what? It just doesn't feel right somehow. So I started again, and I'm re-inking it onto watercolor paper, and just making it a bit more definite, and just making sure that all the lines are solid around the outside. And now it's on watercolor paper, and I've stretched the paper and I'm coloring it in slowly but surely. And the secret with watercolor is just to keep adding slowly. Sometimes you add while it's wet, and sometimes you add while it's dry. So you've often seen me with my famous hair dryer, making sure it's dry, and it's just building up and building up and building up, and kind of that's how you do it. And when I'm happy with the robot, then I start colouring in the background, which again is, you just got to keep pulling down that blue colour while it's wet. And there basically is my design, and now I'm just finishing off with aquarelle crayons, just filling in those little details. So if you want more cool videos about space, why don't you go to youtube.com/spacelab and click the Discover button, where you can see my friends Liam and Brad from the World of Orange showing you the best space videos on YouTube. But if you want more of my space drawings, go and see my space playlist, and make sure you're subscribed to this channel. In the meantime, keep drawing. Practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.